Okay. I think I'm right. So, Kat, just let me know that there was a fresh stream that StreamYard was making, and it was not syncing up to this one, um, which is unfortunate. So, I'm using OBS right now. Dal is probably still asleep, so that's fine. I know they were up late last night. I would like to say hello to all the people that are here, the BC, like right out of the gate. I assume you are still cleaning like a crazy lady. Naked Firefly is here. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Hello, hello, Naked Firefly. Cat Mosher is getting coffee, and I think has the coffee now. Um, BC is chide and ready to rumble. Um, Yeah, and then the wackiness that is. I don't think I need to be that loud. Let's adjust my volume a little bit. All right. And let me. Did I share? I'm gonna share to my Facebook real quick. On for the next 45 minutes. Boop. There we go. Hi guys. This morning I am doing a witchy talk over coffee. At least for the next 45 minutes, because, so, short story time, I am going to be hopping in my mom's car, and we're going to drive 3 hours to go pick up my sister and my niece, and then, what's going on here? Yeah, disapprove. You need to stop watching my replay. Hello, SM Ryan. But yes, I'm picking up my sister and my niece, who is like 6, and oh, how nice, BC. Slight change of plans today. Partner needed the Jeep because his bike was dead, so we'll be riding today instead. You were a poet and didn't even know it. You were a poet and didn't even know it. Oh my goodness. So as a present for, so like 10 o'clock, I gotta like peace out. I can't hang out like super long. I'm trying to get my stuff situated here. Da, 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 da. Okay, I think now that I'm 15 minutes in, like I think I'm finally set up. Yeah, StreamYard really bit my StreamYard was giving me guff. So I'm OBSing it. Just in case they do make it before the clock is out. Also, I have music for you guys. I don't know how loud it is. I turned my sound way down. Royalty-free witchy music. Let me know if you guys can hear it or cannot hear it. It's kind of ambient. So welcome, friends, to Coffee Hour. Yesterday, let's see, what should we talk about today? Do you guys have any fun things to, witchy things to discuss? Because otherwise I'm just repeating myself. I did do a tutorial last night on how to do like a basic sigil. I didn't go into like ways to charge it or ways to destroy it or ways to activate it. So I think, so next week I'm actually supposed to release like a formal video on sigil work. And I think it's going to be pretty in-depth since every once in a while I go into sigil work on my live streams. But I've been very basic in my explanations regarding sigil work. Oh, thank you, BC. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think I have to get my Book of Shadows to properly explain, or my Grimoire rather, to properly explain like ways to activate and ways to charge and all of that jazz. I think all my notes about that is there. Greetings, Sage. It's funny that you say illuminations because that's what I'm basically doing. I'll be doing it in the car here in 45 minutes as I go down to Chesapeake, Virginia. And my sister will be jumping into my mom's car, and then we will drive back. So I probably won't be back until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Which is unfortunate. Do I need to charge my tablet or my pen? Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? If you want to call it fun. There it is. I have 30% left on my pencil. Give me 2 seconds. I need to charge this guy if I'm going to be drawing in the car. All right, be right back. Okay. I'm back. Don't forget to smoosh the like button and show Sako some love. I don't understand why that was held for review. Thank you, BC. You're a sweetheart. Okay, so today I think I'm going to show off some of my handwritten books. You guys saw last night my digital version, which I might print out at some point if I can get some paper that's nice enough, and then I'll make a book out of it. But I have 3 books of magic that I handwrite and hand draw. I will go in order of how I created them, the order of, how I created them. So this is my Grimoire, and I'll explain like the differences between these books actually. I think that'll be important. A Grimoire is kind of like an encyclopedia of witchy stuff. There aren't a lot of personal thoughts in it. There aren't a lot of scientific findings or processes in it. It is literally just like a tome of information. This is, I'm a dork, and this is technically a Ravenclaw journal, a leather-bound Ravenclaw journal with a metal crest. I know we have canceled She Who Shall Not Be Named, but honestly, let's keep the content and death to the author, right? Let's see. So you saw last night, like my, I need to bring this up. There we go. My, this book belongs to, I thought about putting my witch name, but if anybody sees it, that's not great. And it's not a big deal if people read this book. Like, I'm a little more cautious about my Book of Shadows because there's some personal stuff in there, but we'll get into that when I get to that book. Let's see here. Content keepable. Author is dead to us. Yeah. My calendar. I haven't finished filling in the text, obviously, but days. Oh my gosh, you made it! How do I add you as a person? Multiple, let's see, guests on OBS. Add a guest on OBS, please. That's not using OBS for internet guests to join in on a thing. Yes. Oh, that's like for Google Hangouts and stuff. With Skype. I can probably call you on Facebook and then share the screen. How does that sound? Can I call you on Facebook? No, doll, it's okay. Okay. I'm gonna call you. Hey, all right. I'm gonna share my screen and they will see your beautiful avatar.
Yes. Awesome. Hi, guys.
Woo!
Yeah, no showing face this time because I just woke up
Oh yeah, I get
literally.
it. I get it. Yeah. I figured you were still sleeping. Come on, Sako. I have not had enough coffee yet, that is for sure. And also a window capture.
Woo.
And I'm gonna Facebook Messenger. And it's flickering for some reason. And also not showing my call. So maybe it's the wrong window. Maybe it's the wrong window. I've never done it this way before, so I've
Yeah,
always
we're learning.
I've always
We're
used
learning today.
I've always used Streamlabs, so
Ah.
OBS rather. Remove.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Window capture. Messenger call. There we go.
Woo! Now I think they can hear me.
They can definitely hear you.
Awesome.
I've got Soundflower that allows my desktop audio to come through. So we've got music.
Awesome.
We've got music playing. We've got your beautiful voice and
My beautiful morning voice that I am like still don't exist.
yeah. Transition. You might flicker a little bit, but that's fine. Um, yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So you're bobbing. Oh, hey. I thought I transitioned.
Mm-hmm.
Does my window have to be up? Oh, my window has to be up. Okay.
Yes.
All right. No problem.
Ah, okay.
No problem. Um, let's see. Maya is here. Hooray.
Hi, Maya.
I also have to like angle myself, or I could resize my stupid window. How about I do that so I don't have to do the dodgy dodge?
The dodgy. OBS is amazing. You can do anything in there.
Um, just about. I'm gonna find easier ways to like invite people and
StreamYard, StreamYard works. It's just that I was sleeping.
oh yeah, no problem. I would like to experiment with OBS because there is a way to get chat to stream on screen and a way to see like how many people are in the feed and all kinds of like recent
Cool
subscriber stuff,
features.
all kinds of cool
Mm-hmm.
features, right? I think I have to
Mm-hmm.
use extraneous third-party programs for it, but it's possible.
I'm
So
not sure. I think they have the features just inside OBS.
that would be cool.
Mm-hmm. I will look for tutorials, like recent
I'll look for
addition of tech
tutorials
tutorials.
too. Like it'll
Yeah,
be
see what I
fine.
can find.
Okay.
That's
Hi,
my
Jenny.
techie. That's my tech witch coming out. Is coming to the surface.
Nice.
I'm not a tech witch. You know me. I'm not a tech witch. I'm a hedge witch. But I have the tendencies because I rely so much on technology that yeah, it's like a tendency that's coming out of me.
Uh-huh. I would like to ask
Mm-hmm.
our darling audience right now, is the window for Doll flickering for you? Because it's flickering for me.
Yes, tell us. How can you hear me or see me or anything?
BC says OBS seems to be out of my league. I've been trying to figure it out and I'm not getting it, frankly. Okay, if
BC, you're awake.
I know, right? They were up, so BC was up at and bagged out at 4 a.m. and I picked up the torch and streamed for another hour as a pop up. And then BC was there for that stream as well. So
Oh,
so
I fell asleep. I fell asleep at
I
BC's
saw that.
stream.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat. So I was like, I'm not going to be offended if Doll can't make it. Like, it's sleep is important, and if you were up
But
until freaking, witching hour, then
but I made it.
but you made it. Oh,
I don't
what
know how
now is
that.
here? Your witchy.
Holy moly! Hello, bro.
Hey, bro, how's it going? Um, yeah, a little bit of flickering. Okay. I'm not sure why it flickers. I thought it was because of overlapping. Sometimes the howler timer will
Sometimes it flickers.
If sometimes it'll flicker if it's overlapping. Yeah, I don't know why it's. Oh, it's probably because I don't have it in the front.
Mm. So long as they can hear me well, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just it's annoying me as a person. Yeah. Um, BC says, oh, it says frame rates. Question mark. Maybe it differs from the frame rate that I have for this window capture or video
Yeah.
capture. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know why it would differ, but it does matter if I have windows on top of it. Sometimes it'll give me guff. Yes, that was exactly it. I have to have you on top.
Oh,
Um,
I am VIP.
you are VIP. Oh shoot. When I
Literally, I am. It means visually impaired person.
um, let's see. Oh, cool. Sorry if I get like messages, sounds, and stuff like that coming through.
No, it's I didn't hear anything. It's fine.
Okay, great. I was just talking about how I was probably going to spend this half hour going through my books to see if I have anything regarding that would give me inspiration regarding coming up with audio sigils
Mm,
for you. That would be
nice.
that would be nice. Um, let's see.
Yesterday you sent me a link and I watched the whole thing. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Right before our stream together.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this lady. She's a healer, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and she was chanting different syllables and different words, like this chants,
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking this could also work as a sigil because she was using different vowels and different no same vowel with different consonants
Yeah.
like pa, ma, la, ya.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, could this work as a sigil too? Like
I
if you
messaged her
create.
and said the exact same thing. And she said she pulled her sigil book and was like, tell me more. Like,
Oh,
she's also very interested in the concept. So it looks like I'm spearheading this research and gonna figure out some
wow.
cool stuff regarding how she might be able to use her voice for magical intent. And she already
Mm.
does it for
I mean,
healing, right?
she's already does it. I mean, she already does it. And when I watched that video and I was following what she was doing, because I really needed that yesterday. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I was like, but wait, hang on. When she started, because it started with one thing, because it's gradual, what they do. They start simple, and then she went a little bit of humming and a little bit of ah.
Mm-hmm.
And then as the chants progressed, then she was la, ha, 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 ma. Like, she was
Mm-hmm.
changing the consonants. And I was like, hey, 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 hang on, hang on, hang on. This could be a sigil.
Exactly, exactly. So I want to kind of like connect the three of us and like, come up with a system.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on here in the comments. BC says, like I said, the kittens refuse to let me sleep past 6. I am
Oh,
the human trampoline in the mornings. Yeah.
yeah, busy. But when are you gonna sleep then? You need to sleep at some point.
Well, I know nighttime is taxing for BC from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
What now says something is trying to break through something not of this earth. Oh, the flickering, yeah. Um, Ginny says, I don't see why sounds could be sigils. How do you mean? I think as long as it has intent behind it, and as long as there is a certain process that, like a magical process that is creating this, Yes, it would be primarily tonal. It's the If you think about it, chanting is, yes, I think you were missing a word in your previous sentence, Ginny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, protection, meditation, etc., etc., yeah. Um, incantations, are
Mm.
kind of a form of sigil work, but they only very specifically have a place in a finite spot in ritual work, in my opinion.
I
So,
think that I think that the concept with sigils is that only the person who made the sigil knows what's in there.
hmm
Nobody else does. But when you have like a chant, if it has words, anyone who speaks the language will understand those words. So,
well, that's not necessarily true. I think the more people that, like especially in chaos magic, the more people that use the sigil, the more power the sigil like gains. So
mm,
there's this one guy on Pinterest that takes requests for their sigil work. They're beautiful sigils. They're super super beautiful, and
wow.
I was using his sigils before I started making my own. Oh,
Yeah,
hello, FD Woodward. I'm so sorry I haven't said hi yet. Um,
that's a new person for me. Hello.
yes,
Nice to
it's
meet
one of
you.
my Facebook friends, one of my old college buddies. We're talking witchy stuff this morning. And I
Like every
know,
morning.
like every morning, at least for the next few days, right? And we're gonna see
Mm-hmm.
how well this goes. If you think about it, chanting, yep, chanting is in fact sigil in sound form. Um, uh, BC says I did sleep, just not very much. I'm surprisingly alert though. So when you crash, it's going to be the worst.
Yeah.
Also really caffeinated. Yeah, that crash is coming. What
The
now?
crash is coming.
Yeah. What now says this is the root of where magic joins literature traditionally. Say poetry or song, it's the shape of sound of the word rather than the word itself. Grimoire rooted with grammar, after all. Yeah.
Oh,
Dandy says no
see,
worries. I'm,
see, we need you. We need a stream of all the witches, all of you, like you two included, everybody.
yeah,
We need everybody.
that'd be fun. That'd be a fun talk.
And
Um,
chaotic.
and chaotic, yeah. Ching. uh, BC, I wish I quit caffeine the other day. Day 3 of no caffeine. Oh my goodness, Ginny.
Holy, holy shit. Well, I haven't drunk coffee since March-ish.
Oh my gosh, Bria. So Bai just joined in. Hooray, hooray. Um, and uh, just recommended a YouTube coven, um,
Oh,
which
there is
is
a YouTube coven.
no, but
What?
but there is a chance that I might be able to create one. Um,
Well,
that would be super fun.
you
Um,
see, Sean, now everyone is suggesting the coven, and he told me like, oh, I want to create like a writers witch stuff coven thing, and now you're saying the same. You have good ideas.
Woodward, Dandy. I know them as Dandy. Um, I get to have coffee with my favorite witchy bay. Ooh,
Woo!
all the love. So yeah, I have 20 minutes left of this stream. I'm not a witch. I'm a
Awesome.
theoretical sorcerer. Oh,
Doesn't
semantics.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It counts. Most of my work is not in the tangible world. I am basically everything happens inside,
Mm-hmm.
within,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it counts.
Of course it
So,
counts.
okay, there were a few times when I did some candle magic. I worked for it was just snow prayers. I
Mm.
wanted snow. and in Budapest we never get snow, and I wanted it bad. Okay, we do get snow, but you know what I mean. It's a joke. It's like 1 day of snow in the whole winter, and that's it. And I was like, no, I want more snow. And I made some prayers, and I worked for, I did some candle work, and that was like the only time when I went into the like tangible magic. And guess what? It worked.
It's pretty
And
potent stuff, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and what I did was precisely combining the candle work with singing.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a snow there, somewhat someone somewhere, I don't remember where.
Hmm.
I think it was a forum where there were a lot of witches, and and someone left a prayer, like a spell work for snow, and it rang legit to me. I was like, can I use this? And they say, sure, sure, go ahead, use it. And I was like, okay. And I, instead of reading it, just like reading it, I started singing it
That's
while I was
awesome.
working with the candles. Guess what? We got a week of snow. People were sick of it.
Oh, I bet. So recently, there was there was the fires in Australia, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So I did a big ritual to bring rain to Australia and to put out the fires. However, it worked a little too well, and there was flooding.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, let's see what the comments say. Maya says, I never drink coffee or alcohol, never have. That's very interesting. That's massive,
Whoa.
massive detox. Or super straight edge. What now says, I'm not a witch, I'm a theoretical sorcerer, thaumaturge in a coat. I like that phrase, thaumaturge in a lab coat. Sage says, I'm a dabbler in things that ought not to be dabbled in, but
Ooh.
not really, but it sounds cool. And I was like, so I don't know if any of the stuff that I do ought not to be dabbled in, but um, I consider myself very gray in the sense that hope for the best, expect the worst, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I know curses. I know it's not that I wish ill on people. That's not what happens. But I basically banish people who decide to consider me an enemy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Protection and banishing. Yeah.
protection and banishing. Um, let's see.
I think
According
I have.
to
I
a
think
little,
I've done the same.
oh, this is amazing. Um, so Bai says, according to a little girl that lives down the street, I'm not a witch, but an herb lady. That can mean several things, the mom said.
Oh, that's a case of how is it called? A kitchen witch.
Uh huh. Yeah, I do some kitchen witching. Um,
I'm not very good at that either, because I cannot smell any.
oh, really?
No, I don't smell. I am deprived of two senses. I
Oh,
cannot smell and I
wow.
cannot see.
So your hearing must be amazing.
Sorta.
Mm. What now says there's a great old term for herbalist witches, something like wort wrangler or something that I can't for the life of me remember. Wort wrangler is cool. I like that.
You will figure it out later.
Haha, no. Even when I was practicing, I was super cautious on everything. Yeah. Uh, Ginny says, I'm pretty eclectic. I draw from all kinds of witchcraft, can't seem to settle on a particular path. That is called chaos magic,
Yeah.
in case you were unaware. Um, look up chaos magic sometime, and I did just do a 6 principles of chaos magic video,
Video
and
yesterday.
I will be doing a series over the summer, basically walking you through some very distinctly chaos theory, like that there aren't other paths that like do this stuff, or they do. They I'll just talk about like what cultures they're pulling it from.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. Dandy says, I see nothing wrong with banishing people who see you as an enemy because you, yeah, right?
Yeah, or banishing people who intentionally want to cause you harm, which is what I did. I mean, it's a form of protection. I had a person like really going over me, like one of my invaders,
Mm-hmm.
just to call them that way.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very disrespectful, and there was no way for me to politely tell her to please, buzz off.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't listen. She just wanted to be there all the time, and like she was very possessive of me, and I am nothing for her. I mean, I'm not, you know what I mean? One of these people, one of those. And I had to protect myself, and I had to do some work, and I was like, this is not right. This is not what my mother told me. This is not that. I was very conflicted, but at the same time, no, I need protection, and I did some stuff. I don't regret it.
Right on. I have not yet um, had to curse someone. I've bound people
Mm,
that wished me harm, but
mm.
because binding is like my favorite thing to do. Like they basically can't hurt themselves or other people, most particularly me. Oh. Bai says, I keep handing out blessed homemade tinctures and salves and telling herbal tricks to deal with aches and scrapes and such. Hence the reputation. That's cool. Also
Nice.
give people herbs and veggies that you grow in your garden. That is also awesome.
Definitely nice.
The golden rule that seems to appear in all magical practices: never summon up something you can't put down. Funny how that's all something that the one thing that they can all agree on. Yeah, no kidding.
Mm,
It's a big thing in chaos magic, that's for sure. Like,
mm.
don't like if you like the precautions that you want to take when you make a servitor or an egregore or a thought form of any kind.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
the the um, the precautions that I'm having to make for hedge riding and stuff like that, I'm doing even more stuff,
Yes.
right? So I'm going to be even more prepared next time.
Yep. That's why what I do maybe stayed, that this is why maybe what I do stays on Earth, because I haven't, as far as my knowledge goes, I have never gone elsewhere. It's mostly here on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Even though here on Earth I have also had a couple of experiences that I am not still not very comfortable to sharing in the open, but
Sure.
yeah, sometimes some stuff have happened, but yeah, mostly it's here on Earth.
That's really
And I think
cool.
that I think that's for a reason. Maybe I am not ready yet to do other things. Who knows?
Um, if you are
And I
on the struggle bus on Earth, then
yeah.
I think going to other planes is going to be even worse for you. Like, I recommend being on an even keel before you even think about doing plane hopping. But the upside is that you're already aware of the overlapping planes, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that is not something that I was expecting. I was expecting to be like a clear delineation between planes, like there would be a gate in between each plane, right?
It
That
it
is
can
not
it
how it worked for me. That is not how it
no
worked
it,
for
it
me.
can it can overlap. It can overlap definitely, and I still cannot explain how that goes, because I don't know if it's something visual or something more like a sensation. I don't know how to explain it yet, because mostly I have been here on Earth. So,
Yeah.
but
It's
there
well, it
is
feels like
an
you're in two
overlap.
places at once, right? So,
Mhm. Mhm. That can happen.
Mine kind of like ebbed and flowed like a ocean between the middle
Mm.
and lower realms. Like it kind of.
Mm.
So I was in both at the same time.
That has never happened directly to me, but I have heard a couple of stories of that. Wow.
And it dumped me when I went through my gate. Like it dumped me out right there. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all like that, or if I just happened to be dumped out like right at a
Could be
cusp.
that you're could be that you're starting, it's one of your first experiences like that, then it's gonna take you a while
Yeah, maybe.
until you can absolutely control over what you're doing over there. Because like when I was a kid, when this whole thing started, even though I have always been on Earth, I had very little control of what I was doing when I was a child.
Of
I
course.
was I had no idea what was I doing or why or how,
Uh
and I
huh.
was very scared. I was terrified of what was going. Like you had to see me going to my to the side of my family that doesn't understand anything about this. But I had no one else to turn to at the time, and I was very scared. I was like, I don't know, I am having these dreams, and I don't know what that is, and I don't know why, but I know it's real. I know, and it's a child. I was scared, and that's where my mom, my other mom, the one who knows these things, she took me and she was like explaining everything to me and how it could have been. Like maybe you are here on Earth, maybe you are somewhere else. We cannot know for sure. Like it's a thing that you will realize as the years go by. Pay attention to your surroundings the best you can. Can you see the same way? And I say yes, I see the very same. I don't have better or worse vision.
Mm.
Because and she's like, yeah, I mean, the psychological aspect that you have never seen better or worse, it's always the same. So in your dreams it's logical that you also see the same, and I have the
Right,
very
because you
same.
don't have a frame of reference,
uh,
right? So.
I don't have any reference of anything else. I have never seen better or worse.
Mm-hmm.
So in the dreams it manifests the same way, and I have the same visual limitations. And mom said, okay, then you have to pay attention the best you can to your surroundings, to everything that you can possibly see or feel.
Mm-hmm.
And when she said pay attention to your surroundings, then I think this is a big influence of why I can do this, because and how I started to have more control over the whole thing, because she said pay attention to your surroundings, and that makes me hyper aware of everything that's around me. And then I start to have a little bit more control because I am paying. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm more focused. I'm paying more attention because I have to,
Yeah.
because of my visual limitations. And then I just want to see where can I be, or where could this place possibly be. For example, if I because I've been to Japan, for example. It's the best example I can give you. I have been to Japan without knowing that I was there. Like it wasn't intentional. It was one of those that I just left and I didn't know where the heck I was going.
Sure.
And how did I know it was Japan is because of the street signs. I was like,
Ah.
this is another language. What is this? And I said, okay, this is somewhere in Asia. And I started seeing the people, the culture, like the atmosphere, and how I don't know how to explain it. And then I saw one of those street vending machines. I was like, is this Japan?
That's really
And then
cool.
I don't know, and I don't know. I knew by instinct it had to be Japan, because I was like, okay, where? But isn't it maybe somewhere else? And my gut was like, no, I think this is really Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kept going with this dream. And later on in my life, when I finally had internet access and I started watching more documentaries and stuff, there were some documentaries about um, there's this other city. It's another city in. They showed like modern parts of Osaka,
Oh, nice. Okay.
and I was like, hey, I think this is it. And
Hey,
I
I
started
was
seeing
there. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh crap. And yeah, then because again, I had to pay attention to the bigger picture details and my surroundings and everything. So when I saw a documentary and they focus on a particular street and a particular thing, and I was like, hey, hang on, hang on, hang on. I think I've seen this before. And
Uh-huh.
so so yeah, that's how I told my mom, "Hey, I've been to Japan," and mom's like, "You have to be careful with what with this thing that you're." And I don't know why. As soon as I said I've been to Japan, she was like, "You have to be careful," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I think here's where comes the overlap because the culture in Japan still respects. I don't know if this has anything to do. Please correct me if I am wrong, but because of people respecting the nature spirits to the level that they do, it kind of the energy and the overlap might be stronger there than
Mm-hmm.
in other places, for example. Maybe
Hmm.
you correct me because I might be lost there, and like maybe this is where things overlap, is where people have where the real people have a bigger respect for the potential existence of other planes and how they overlap with our world. Another
There are
example.
definitely gates,
Mm-hmm.
or areas where it's awfully thin. Also, times of year where it's awfully thin.
Yes. Another example like that is Iceland. I mean, in Iceland, no one will confirm nor deny the existence of other beings,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call them. And I here's where I have a few experiences, and I was very open about it in Iceland, and no one ever bat an eye on it. They were like, "Oh, okay, no, then this and this and that." I mean, they were absolutely open about it. So I might have a pal over there. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in Iceland, I felt like I was visiting a friend in a way, and uh, and I was just saying such things, and people in Iceland were like, yeah, I mean, absolutely, possibly. And how did you meet this being? And I was like, well, through dreams. And they were like, oh, that's very possible. And they were like, yeah, sure, that's how it goes, actually. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
cool.
That's so yeah, that when I started going to certain places, mom was like, you have to be careful, there's more overlap in certain places and certain times of the year. And so mom has been my guide mostly, but she always told me, because of circumstances and the other parts of the family, she was like, you have to be very careful with whom you speak up, don't be so open about it. A lot of people don't understand, they will judge you for it, you don't want more bullying in your life. And I was like, okay. And so I learned that I had to be a little bit more quiet.
Oh, I follow. Yeah,
Mm.
so I've got 5 minutes to wrap up, basically, and
Yeah, this is
hop in
so
the
interesting,
car.
sorry.
And but the talk today has been like super awesome. I So Sage mentioned that one of the reasons that they don't really practice anymore is that they don't have a private space that they can cleanse and ward properly.
Mm-hmm.
I can probably do a video about domains and the idea that you can either do it locally or you can go elsewhere, so that all you
Mm-hmm.
need is like a place to sit and
No.
and maybe some tea. Um, but I would like to wrap up so that I can get my shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, thank you so much for joining me today, doll. You are always
Thank you
welcome
for this.
here. And I hope everybody enjoyed their coffee and enjoyed a little bit of
This
astral astral talk
and and sigil talk and
and
all the
sigil
talk.
talk and all the talk. Yes, absolutely. So, and everybody in this, yeah, Kitty has thoughts. Yes, absolutely.
Meow.
Jason Petticord, who just popped up in the feed, has actually been an extraordinary help with a hedge ride that I had recently, and maybe some because he is a follower of the god that I think visited me. So
Ooh.
So he's been super helpful in that regard.
Oh,
I love you guys.
love you and appreciate this very, very much. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
Woo.
Super up for guests or topics and stuff like that. And we will talk again tomorrow. Catch you on the flip side. Yes, and.
Bye.